We offer customized, flexible nutritional counseling designed specifically for you. We work with diverse clientele of all different ages, different needs, and goals. Whether you are looking for fat loss, muscle gain, body composition shifts, improved health, performance, and endurance, we're here to help.
2023 bodybuilder of the year, I'm predicting. Carlos Thomas Jr. What's up, man?
Hey, man. What's going on with you, John? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's cool. I'm actually drinking Orange's pre-workout. I'm going to the gym right
mission? Is that the
No,
mission?
I didn't. I'm still working on the Rogue Pro.
Okay.
Because it's like so strong that I only do a half a scoop. So
the Rogue Pro or the mission?
Yeah, no, the Rogue Pro. So I plan on getting the mission after I finish the Rogue Pro, but I'm still working on the Rogue Pro because I don't
all the way through. Yeah.
What happened?
Half a scoop is gonna take a while.
Yeah, I know, because I at first I was like taking a whole scoop and I would be like bugged. I was, and it's like almost way too much. I'd be talking too much as if that's fucking something that's odd, right? But I'd be in the gym talking too much, and then when I come home, I'd be like,
right, everything's just
and I was like, all right, this is too much. We take a half a scoop. For me, anyway, half a scoop seems to be fine. So once I finish that, then I'll try the mission. But anyway, if anybody's asking, that's I Prevail Subs, iprevailsubs.com. It's Jason On's line. All right. So, dude, you're doing the New York Pro this year, huh?
Yes, sir. We're I'm 15 weeks out now. From Saturday.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so you started your prep already, or?
No, we're starting prep in a couple weeks, 2 weeks, 14 weeks.
Wow. And you working with anybody?
About 13 weeks, yeah.
What trainer you working with? You told me once before, but I don't remember.
Yeah, his name's Cash Skidry. He's out of Houston. We've been working together. We worked together towards the end of my nationals prep, and we cobbled together, whatever we could, and with the win, because I feel like I wasn't even at my best. So to face people who were probably at their all-time best and to not be at my best but still come away with the win speaks a lot of volumes. It speaks volumes to me that if I come in at my best, that the gap is just going to widen. So I feel like this has been one of the best off seasons as far as I've just 30 last May, and I feel like I've kind of been like that muscle maturity because I haven't been fully bodybuilding for like a very long time. I did take time, took some time off in between, the nationals, and then the last time I did a show was in 2017. So I feel like I'm just starting to get that muscle maturity. Places that were holding body fat are a lot leaner now, so it's really cool to see, like, in the really good conditioning, sitting around 264 still. I've been floating around this weight, but it's just been I've been staying the same weight, but it's just kind of getting better and better. So
better quality 264.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And how tall are you?
5'6".
Wow, you're a big boy, dude. Yeah, and and you train hard. I watch the stuff on Instagram. You're pushing yourself. You have that old school grind going in the gym. But the one thing that people don't know is I want you to tell people your crazy schedule and how you're still able to get everything in. Because you said the other night when we were so for people who don't know, Carlos is on my panel on MD Muscle Talk. We record every Wednesday night. Normally it comes out every Friday. But you told me you get up at 3:30 in the morning every morning to do your fasted cardio.
Yeah, so that'll exclude like rest days. Rest days I'm sleeping a little bit more. Training, so I'll sleep in to like 6:30, and that's usually when I'll take my cardio off on those days, so complete rest day. That's usually Thursday, Sunday, so like today. So yeah, I'll get up around like 3:34, and I'll get up, get my cardio done, and just get my day going. My little digestive drink, I'll do apple cider vinegar, lemon water, all that stuff to kind of get the digestion ready for the day. I'll hit my cardio, and I'll come back, I'll eat, and then I'll shower, a little nap if I'm feeling a little bit sluggish, or I might just stay up. Then I'll just get an early start on my work day. And yeah, so I'm still doing the 9 to 5 stuff, but I might put all in on this because I'm looking into starting up my own online coaching. I'll be happy probably within the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock, you do your fasted cardio. And is the cardio machine in your home, or you go to the gym at 3:30 in the morning?
Yeah, so I'm in like downtown Wilmington, Delaware, and it's just
Uh-huh.
an apartment building in the city. So we have like a little fitness center downstairs where we
Oh,
have
that's
a couple of
perfect.
elliptical, yeah, perfect. A couple of ellipticals, treadmill, and they have even have like dumbbells and stuff. So it's a nice little spot if you want to get like a quick little cardio session in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, I have never done that in my life. That just shows the work ethic you have, and shows that my prediction is going to come true, that you're going to be the bodybuilder of the year, the rookie of the year. Um, then you go to work at what time? Do you have to leave the house, or you work from home?
Home, work from home.
Okay. This is the best part. This is what people say. Oh, bodybuilders, that's all they do is lift weights. That's what they do for a living. Tell them what you do for a living.
Well, it sounds cool, but I don't do any of the scientific stuff. But yeah, I work for University of Penn and for an Alzheimer's disease genetics lab. I'm a research coordinator is my title,
Mm-hmm.
but I assist with one of our studies as an outreach coordinator, and then I assist on like the back end of our websites, work writing articles, doing blog posts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically anything that they need me to do as far as like the communications part of it, even social media posts or things like that, I'll work on that. Um, but yeah, I don't get to do any of the actual like study parts, but I learn a lot because working with people who researchers and doctors,
Mm-hmm.
and I get with them.
And then tell me, you told me once before about your education, because you have a tremendous education too.
Right. Oh, too, right there.
That's right.
um, but I got my bachelor's degree communications and my from Villanova University,
Your master's
right
in
over here
what?
in
What
Villanova.
was the
Yeah,
master's in?
in communications as well, with
Okay.
a focus in public relations,
Yeah.
community relations. So yeah, community relations, working and outreach kind of go hand in hand.
Did I ever tell you the story why I put my 2 degrees back there?
No, tell me.
I didn't have them back there for when I first started. But what was happening is, when I first started my podcast, I was originally going to do like because those degrees, I have one degree in psychology and one in business, right?
Mhm.
and I'm a still worker in New York City, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I would do a lot of videos on human nature, the differences between men and women, the likes between women, how women bond, how men bond, how women operate. And sometimes they'd be funny, sometimes they wouldn't be funny. Like I would say things like, did one video that was like 12 things women say that make no sense, right? But then in another video, I broke down how communication is different between men and between women. How when men communicate, it's got to be literal, and how women communicate, it's just to bond. Like the words come out of their mouth doesn't really mean anything, right? It's just bonding. And so then I make a phone, and then I got people that got offended, like friends from high school that I followed on Facebook, like stopped following me and sent nasty, the girls, they started sending me nasty messages, like, "What do you know? How do you know?" And I'm like, "Well, I got a degree in
Yeah,
psychology." And I just put it behind me. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's right there. I don't know what to tell you, but then it changed, and I changed directions.
yeah, but
Since
you
then.
found a good lane though.
Yeah. You ain't kidding. This is definitely better than the other shit I was doing. But anyway, all right. So you're doing the New York Pro. Let's say, let's say you win the New York Pro. Is that it? You're gonna do the Olympia, or you're gonna do a couple of shows in a row?
Um, Toronto is 2 weeks afterwards, so I've been kind of looking at that, and it's just like an hour flight away. So I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
But
You'll
I'll
be in
make a
shape.
decision. Yes, exactly. So I'll make a decision 4 weeks out from like the New York Pro, just because I'm not sure if how I'll feel,
Mhm.
um, physically, or mentally, and if I do get that qualification for the Olympia, I might just want to take advantage of a nice rebound, go straight into it, and start prepping for the Olympia, which would be my dream come true.
Of
But
course.
on the flip side of that, I'm already in shape, and it's 2 weeks. What's 2 weeks? So it's
Yeah,
like,
and I don't know if you know this, but Ron Harris actually predicted you winning the New York Pro. But at the same time, I'm fully confident in you winning, but we don't know who's going to enter it. God knows who can enter it. You know what I mean? You have no clue who can. Remember that one year? I forgot who it was. What that one year, Dexter Jackson just decided he was going to do it.
Yeah, I was at that one. It was.
Oh,
it was
really?
It was Roly. It was Roly in there.
Yeah.
It was stacked, man.
Yeah.
That was a stacked New York Pro.
And everybody knew they were fucked after that. Like, oh, fuck. So you never know. But between you, Nate's doing it too. I'm trying to get the whole panel to come down. I told Danny to stay here with his girl because he's in California. And if we can get everybody to come down, Factory's already here, Orange is already here, and we could be like a really good team, and then we can go out afterwards.
That would be awesome.
And that would be how. That would definitely be.
Because I'll be staying until that. Like I'll be staying a little bit like longer because I'm going to plan to do like a photo shoot and everything. So I'll be staying a little bit longer. So that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, that would be fucking great. Yeah, and then we could go out afterwards, and I don't know, hit the strip club or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? So the one thing that I admire about you is I come from a traditional Italian family, and so like family means everything, right? Yeah. It's not as tight as it used to be because my father passed and my mother's old now, and my brothers, we kind of blah blah blah. But it was always very traditional and tight, and I think a lot of people don't realize how important family and your support group is around you, how much it helps with your future and becoming successful. And if you actually look up the stats, it's not even, people that come from tight-knit families as opposed to people that come from like maybe single mother homes or so on and so forth. The stats are just so different as far as those kids being successful, going on to graduate, going on to become professionals, staying out of prison, staying out of trouble, and so on and so forth. And the one thing I admire about you is you have that strong family bond. Your father is your supporter and support group like I've never seen another bodybuilder. So can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So my dad is just kind of poured himself in. Done. Didn't matter if it was martial arts, if it was football, track and field, anything that I've picked up as sports wise or anything outside of sports too. When I told him I was like I'm gonna go do my master's after taking some years off, like 2 years off, he was like, okay, like for you, your GRE and all these things like that. He's always been just so supportive, man, and it's really a team. You know what I mean? Like he's my dad, but he's also like his friend. Like we bust each other's balls.
Yeah.
And we have a good conversation. So I'm super blessed to have that because I know it's not like not everyone has that.
Yeah.
So to be able to share, like my win at the nationals with him, something that we worked hard for. And I say we because when I prepped for shows, he would be there doing cardio with me. So if I woke up at 3:30, he was waking up at 3:30, and we'd meet at the gym and we do cardio, and he's getting in shape, I'm getting in shape, and so it's always been a great team effort between us. And then on he loves to go to the shows. Like he delves deep into anything that I do. So like I said, whether it's football, he was learning about camps I can go to. If it was bodybuilding, he's researching, training techniques and, different things. And he's networking for me. And if I'm in the hotel, getting ready for the show, he's downstairs talking to people, kind of putting my name out there, and putting my name in rooms. So he's kind of like my, like the manager. So he's good, man.
I wish more people had that. I wish more but you know what? You have it. I'm pretty sure Nick Walker has it because his parents were very supportive.
Yes, I met his mom and dad, and they're great.
Yeah.
And yeah, my mom as well. She's behind the scenes more, but she's there just as much.
Yeah, right. And I admire that, and I it's so important you know, that people have that, but the problem is not everybody has that. And then it becomes like, for example, the reason why it's important is like when you're a young guy and you're an athlete like yourself, right? And you're in your 20s and you're naive and you don't know when somebody comes along with a contract, maybe a supplement contract, you know, and you're excited and you're 25 and you sign it. Okay, you have no idea. And your old man is there to go, hold on, don't sign it. Let's figure this out first, right? And a lot of people don't have it. A lot of athletes don't have that. And then they find themselves, you know, behind the eight ball their whole life because they've signed those contracts. And they're like, I don't know if you remember, but early in William Bonac's career, when he moved up to Open, and he had, I forgot what coach that was, and he had a huge falling out with his coach because of the money and the percentage that he agreed to, and so on and so forth, right? And in somebody like your case, when you have that family, that's just nobody's taking advantage of, you know. And then you'll move on and do that for your kids as well, whatever direction. Now when you made a poor decision, right? Like all those decisions that you told me, football, school, bodybuilding, everything, that's what positive, good decisions. When you made a poor decision, because we all make shitty decisions in life, was your father there to go, no, you're not doing that? Yeah.
Yeah. He'll most of the time he'll go, you know, he'll just be like, all right, just like do my thing on my own. But if it's like, he'll be like, no, think, like, just take a couple steps back and really think about it.
Right.
Really think about it. Like, he won't flat out say no. Like, that's a decision. But he'll just have me think about it more often. Like, really, you know what I mean, line it up and take a step back, you know, and try so like impulsive and jump on it.
Right.
So that's what I like about my parents is like they never be like, all right, no, you can't. Like when I was growing up, they never said no, you can't. They just say think about it, you know, like weigh it out. And in the end, I would see their perspective and be like, well, okay, I guess they're right. Or if I didn't and I went ahead and did it, I figured, oh, I was like, well, damn, they were right.
Yeah, you learned the hard way. Right. Yeah, my dad was a little tougher. My father would be like, yeah, no, you're not doing that, asshole.
I'm sure like if I had anything that he like vehemently disagreed with, he would, you're not doing that. Fuck that.
Yeah. My old man was like able to like get in your head, right? So sometimes he knew how to, because he was real street, my old man, right? So
right.
I remember I was 20 years old and I was dating I was 20, and you know, listen, 20 is young, and 20-year-old guys love to boast and brag that they got this girl and they got that, but the truth of the matter is they don't know shit, right? So I was 20 years old and I was dating this girl. She was older. She was Spanish, and she was smoking hot. And I was 20 years old, right?
How old was she?
26.
Okay.
Right. Which is for 20 to 26 is a significant difference. Right. So and plus when the guy is 20 and the girl, like if it's reversed, it's a little bit different. And everybody in my family knew she was like just trying to, get her hooks in and whatnot, right? But I was like, oh, she was smoking hot, and I was like, she was, and I will never forget it. I'd be like, my father goes, you two guys don't look good together. And I'm like, and I go, what? He goes, I don't know. I don't see you guys together. You guys don't look good together. I can't see how you guys having a future together. And he just kind of, gets in your head like that. And I'm like,
right. Well, maybe not.
Maybe right. Yeah, it was amazing. Anyway, we'll get back to you. So what year did you turn pro? Was it 2021?
Yeah, 2021 at the Nationals.
And you won the overall, right?
Yes.
You won the overall. Okay, yeah. Who was your toughest competitor at that show?
If you want me to be honest, I got really good confidence going into that show, man.
Yeah.
People, I know I didn't. I may not have came in at my best. I just felt that post show, I was like, wow. So if when I nail it, I'm just going to widen the gap. But when I went in, I really didn't look at anyone as like a super, like that's my competition.
Mm-hmm.
It might have just been because we were just so down to the wire, making sure that we bring the best we could with what we were dealing with at the time. Mm-hmm. So at that point, it was just focusing on, what can I bring out of myself with the time we have left. So I had no time to really worry about anyone else. So but I'll give props to people like when I was backstage, and I mentioned this to Danny. I saw him backstage, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
ridiculous looking. Like, yeah, that guy is going to be right in the mix. And of course, I knew Nate was going to be in the mix. But was I like super concerned about anyone? No, because I was just worried about like what can I bring. But I knew guys were going to be bringing their best. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. And they did, and they all looked tremendous. Even and Justin in the heavyweights looked tremendous in the overall. But as far as like being concerned, I didn't really have the time to be concerned. I had to like really focus on, what I bring, because we were trying to make the best out of the situation we had.
Yeah. Danny reminds me of like a new school Dave Palumbo. Like he's freaky. You look at him and you go, "What the fuck?" Right?
Yeah. Backstage, it was disgusting, man. I was like, this dude is fucking like just rainy and like his and I was like, what his back was stupid.
Yeah.
Like Danny's a problem. He hasn't gotten his pro card. Like he needs to get it soon.
Oh yeah, and the reason why I compare him to Dave Palumbo too is because he has that freaky muscle, but he's like, and we've seen this on the MD podcast we do together. He is like crazy smart.
Yeah, super smart.
Crazy smart. Especially when it comes to the drugs and the anabolics and stuff. Like he knows his shit. It's like, wow.
He is really smart, and that's a guy I definitely want to have on your team.
Oh yeah, there's no question. Listen, there's a reason I picked everybody I picked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's a reason everybody is on that panel, right? Arns was with me from day one, so he was coming with me no matter what. I picked you because you came on my show with no questions asked. I remember when I met you at the New York Pro and you were like, "Yeah, we'll do it." And you came on my show and I did the interview, and then you came on another podcast we did. I don't remember which one it was. And then a couple on top of that, and everybody was saying you're going to be a huge star. So I was like, all right, I'm going with Carlos, right? And then so it was me, you, Carlos. I picked Dom, but Dom for some reason doesn't want to do it anymore. And then I was like, all right, well, Fackery. Everybody knows Fackery. Fackery's a legend. He was ready to do what I asked him. Boom. Okay, good. And Danny, I knew Danny was fucking crazy smart because he came on my show twice, and I'm like, this motherfucker is right. And I was like, all right, Danny. And then now recently it's been Bo, because but Bo's just like mostly like just a goofy, great, happy-go-lucky dude. Like everybody serves a part. Yeah, he's got a good sense of humor. You know who I didn't realize had such a great sense of humor yesterday when we were with Della Rosa.
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
Yeah. So if this comes out, I don't think this will come out before Friday, but on muscular development, me and Carlos, we had John Della Rosa on, and I never had a intimate conversation with John. And I talking about bodybuilding is great, but I always crack jokes because it gets boring, and I kind of think of things and I just come out of my mouth, and he was cracking up.
Yeah,
and
he was loving it.
Yeah, and that tells me a lot about a dude. Like you could break balls, you could talk, you could laugh. Like that tells me a lot about like I'm gonna get along with that guy. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The guys that and I've run into those guys where it's like they don't say a word. You say a joke that's a little off color, and they're like, oh god, all right, this guy's not gonna fit. I would love to find a girl that has a sense of humor like a guy, but it's difficult.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
That one lady you had on was hilarious.
Alicia Young.
Yeah, and
she
her physique too.
Dude, you ever see her on? I think she said she's going to compete again this year, but
yeah, I looked up her photos afterwards because I hadn't seen her compete before.
Yeah,
crazy, like God, round muscles, a really good bodybuilder.
You broke up on me. Say that again. I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, I was saying she had like really good round muscle bellies, like great condition. She's a really good women's bodybuilder.
Yeah, she really is. When she puts all her eggs into that basket of bodybuilding, she comes out and she's dangerous on stage in women's bodybuilding. Dangerous. because nobody's got the size that she has. Nobody has the flow that she has, you know. And she still has her femininity. She's still very attractive with the blonde hair, and she's still very, you know, she's
I like to
still
see her make a comeback.
Yeah, I hope she does. I really do. I really hope she does. She said on our panel she was, but right now it seems like what's her name? I forgot the woman who won Miss Olympia. I forget her name. It looks like she's pretty dominant. Like nobody's gonna beat her anytime soon.
Oh yeah. She's
I can't remember her name.
She's a beast. Yeah.
And she talked
Andrea
about
Shaw. That's her name. Yeah,
that's
Shaw.
it, Andrea Shaw. And she has and she's her too. She's gorgeous. Like her face is beautiful. You know who I had the privilege of interviewing that I couldn't believe? Like I was comparing it to Angela Bassett was Linda Murray. You know,
Linda's
when she came up on the screen and I was interviewing her, I was like, this woman is in her 50s. Holy shit, she's fucking beautiful. And I remember watching a show with my wife and Angela Bassett was on, and I was just like, I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but I was like, this woman's fucking gorgeous. Yeah. But yeah, man, listen, I'm really glad that you enjoy the podcast that we do, because it is a lot of fun, bro. It really is.
It's a highlight of my week, man.
Oh, good. I'm glad you said that, dude. I really am. It does mean a lot to me. You know, it's not like you got to understand, like guys like Fuad, he was already famous. He was already established. He already won bodybuilding shows. You know, he was already on the Arnold Classic stage. Like that's easy for him to get people to come on his show and whatnot, right? Dave Palumbo, same thing. He's been in the bodybuilding. He's been famous in the bodybuilding industry forever, right? I mean, anybody, you know, and what's his name has a podcast. What's his name? The guy that coaches Ramy, not Chad, but his partner. What's his name?
Oh, Dennis James.
Dennis James. Again, those guys are easy to get. I'm like, I start off as a bodybuilding fan. That's all I am. The most I ever did was like an NPC show. That was it. So when you guys come on, you're like, yeah, definitely. And then I have this loyal following on my podcast. You have no idea how much that means to me. I mean, you guys say, no, it's my pleasure, blah, blah, blah. But I'm nobody. You know what I mean? I'm a sewer worker in New York City. And now all of a sudden I'm on muscular development. I'm with Carlos. I'm with Jason Odds. I'm with Factory. And it's like, holy shit, I'm fucking doing it. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know? One last topic before we go.
Yes.
How'd you like Nick Trigili covering our show?
Dude.
I watched it twice because I was laughing so hard.
Man, went in on Hunter, which I was like, damn. Because I like Hunter, he's a solid dude.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I was like, yeah, he covered us. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
He's like, more views. So I was like kind of happy that we got covered.
But
damn. That's cool.
He ripped Hunter. He ripped me a little bit, basically calling me a shitty interviewer. He destroyed Hunter, which was like, wow, you know. But he complimented Arns, Factory, and you. Like he gave the three of you a pass, right? I don't know if he's noticed that. But because he said Carlos Thomas, who's going to be a great bodybuilder, I have all the, you know, he's got all the potential in the world. And then he said that everybody on the panel knows exactly what Hunter was going through with Ben, with the exception of Arns and Factory. And I'm like, me? I know. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah. Like you said, it's like, how would you know? Like you said, like, I'm not even in this. I'm just a guy.
How would I know what Hunter? I have no fucking clue. And Danny's home with a broken ankle for months. Like, how's he going to know? You know, but no, this shit was funny, man. It was really entertaining because when he focused in on us, on all of our faces, you know, it was just rolling. But no, that's hopefully we get more of that, you know. Hopefully there's more people that cover the stuff and we'll see what happens. But listen, Carlos, man, have a great weekend, brother. Thank you very much for doing this. Thank you very much for always being there on MD Muscle Talk. It's always appreciated. You're a great dude. I know you're gonna have a great future, and I'm glad that we are friends now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
It's a pleasure. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.
Later.